Hey guys, Phil here from STV Sydney Trains Vlogs. I'm just gonna do a quick vlog here at Richmond and maybe even on the way to Windsor, who knows. Just wanted to share with you guys some memories that I have of this place. Mainly memories of my grandfather as he passed away in 1999. I remember getting the train a lot between Richmond and Windsor because at the time I was living in Richmond and my grandfather was living in Windsor. And he used to come to Richmond to pick me up, and used to stay at his little apartment sort of thing in Windsor. And yeah, every time we used to catch the train, I remember an S set or even an R set pulled in, and when there was a Tulloch trailer attached, I always used to want to go on the Tulloch carriage. But yeah, he didn't really like the Tulloch carriages because they were just loud and not the most, well, in his opinion, not the most comfortable carriage of them all, so we used to just go on the normal Gunninin cars or the Comment cars. So, yeah. I haven't been to Richmond in a little while, and yeah, coming back here brings back some memories. Since then, nothing much has changed with the station itself, except the station's been refurbished. There's tactile tiles and a new drain that runs along the middle of the platform, but the station building at the end is still the same, and the track placement is still the same. The trains are different, of course. We now have Waratahs running this line. The Tangaras have gone through a lot of changes since then. The Tangaras used to be quite plain looking, but I actually miss how they were, with the black doors and the yellow outline at the front and the yellow panels. Well, the yellow outline just used to be plain silver, and the yellow panels you see on the front of Tangaras these days used to be kind of like a black grey striped sort of pattern. And the S sets and R sets, they've gone through a few changes too. When I remember catching trains with my grandfather, I mean, they were quite different. Silver doors, like a majority of the S set cars had no destos at the front, and of course the S sets and the R sets had Tulloch cars attached to them. But yeah, the Tulloch cars were withdrawn in 2004, unfortunately. They were and always will be my favourite cars, the Tulloch cars. And Windsor Station's gone through a major upgrade since my grandfather was alive. The whole platform is pretty much new now. The station building's the same, and yeah, there's a whole new bus interchange there now, which is quite different. And yeah, for the record, we have A38 arriving into platform number 2. Platform 2 is the main platform that is used. If you guys are wondering why it says Moray on that little sign there, it's because it's saying that there's like a level crossing or a pedestrian crossing just up ahead, and the street name is Moray Street. And just for the record, the signal here is RD6 and RD8. Pretty much just means Richmond signal 6 and Richmond signal 8. I'm now on A38, car D6338. As you guys would most likely know by now, you can tell the Waratah set number by the last 2 digits of every car number. So, seeing this ends in 38, the set number is 38. Except A1 to A9. Well, there is no A2, but anyway, yeah, A1 to A9. Like, you wouldn't call it A09. Except A1, actually. A1 has on its set plate, or set numbers at the rear and the front of the train, actually has A01. And when A2 was here, before it got sent back to China to have some work done on it, and you know, it was ended up being extensively damaged, while it was on its way back from China, its set numbers also said A02. So, yeah. When my grandfather passed away in 1999, I was living in a place called Wilberforce, and that's kind of near Freeman's Reach, and also near Windsor. And soon after, I ended up actually moving to Windsor next to the rail line, and I never actually went on trains too much from 1999. I just used to watch them go over the level crossing between Windsor and Mulgrave stations, and yeah, I missed seeing the Tulloch carriages. That always brought back memories. And then when I actually started knowing trains, and actually getting out, and yeah, almost every single day, was in 2006. So probably about, what was it, 8 years ago? Yeah, about 8 years ago. So in 2006 I was going out a lot, mainly to Bondi Junction, when there was lots of S-sets running. And when I started going back out in the trains in 2006, just before Redfern Station, as you're going towards the city, there's like these old sheds called, I think, Redfern Suburban Car Workshops, and there used to be quite a few Tulloch carriages out there that had been withdrawn. And unfortunately, I never got any photos. So, yeah, that's quite unfortunate. And how I got to know trains is pretty much when I was at Bondi Junction at one stage, one of the guards ended up saying, like, you see me there quite a bit at Bondi Junction. And, like, am I a train enthusiast? And I said, yeah. And he's like, do you know much about trains? You know what kind of trains these are? And at that time, there was an S-set in the platform there bound for Cronulla, I'm pretty sure. And he just points at it and he says, well, this is an S-set. I'm thinking, oh, okay, I just used to call them silver trains. And then he pointed out set numbers, and you can tell the set from the set numbers. And then he like talked to me and he started telling me about R sets are just 6-car S sets pretty much, and S sets are 4-car sets, but they are a majority of the time coupled up to make 8-car sets. And yeah, as days went by, I was just reading up about trains and things like that, and yeah, started knowing more and more. Getting out a lot, taking a lot more photos. I went through a phase of randomly taking photos of car numbers, and I ended up stopping that because I'm just thinking, why the heck am I taking photos of car numbers? That's just, bloody useless, So these days, I've still got those pictures of the car numbers in their own little folder on my laptop, and there's lots of photos of the Mark 1 S-set car numbers with the City Rail branding still on it, the L7 branding. And these days I'm thinking, well, maybe taking those photos wasn't that much of a bad idea. And yeah, it just pretty much leads up to these days when I'm taking a lot better photos. I'm part of many transport groups, and with my YouTube account, vlogging and things like that, and yeah, that's, my knowledge of trains is just growing every day. And yeah, it's just memories pretty much of how I started liking trains. My grandfather liked trains, and yeah, I'll film some of the trip for you guys from here to Windsor as well. Another thing that I remember, actually, is Clarendon Station. Clarendon used to be one platform, and then one time when my grandfather and I were out, it actually was 2 platforms. And, like, because I had never taken too much notice, I just remember one platform, and then, as days went by, you don't really take too much notice of stuff. And then, yeah, it was, 2 platforms. So that's an upgrade that I do remember. And over the years, I remember like lots of different upgrades, like the McDonaldtown Yard was getting built, the extra platform at Lidcombe, platform 5, and the extra platform at Berowra, which is platform number 3. Lots of things. I remember the old Schofield Station, which is platform, which is platform 1. Well, it was one platform until they moved Schofield's about probably 800 metres up the track towards Blacktown, where there's new housing development going on these days. Now departing Richmond. The next station on that side is East Richmond. There's not terribly much at East Richmond, just Richmond. No, you pretty much can walk to Richmond. It'll take about maybe 5 minutes.
Next stop, East Richmond.
Yeah, apart from that, there's a golf course, and also a lot of people get off there to go to TAFE.
This train will stop at East Richmond.
What she said. Now departing East Richmond. The next station's Clarendon. Now between East Richmond and Clarendon stations is Park and also RAF base, or the Richmond RAF base.
Next stop, Clarendon.
Waratah can do all the talking for me. Yeah, just behind all those trees is the Richmond RAF base. I remember coming past here, or between East Richmond and Clarendon, on an S set or an R set with a Tulloch trailer on it, and while sitting upstairs on the Tulloch trailer, you could just, the carriage just rocks and bounces like crazy. It was actually quite fun, and the seats in the Tulloch trailers were quite springy. If you saw in a previous vlog, the Tulloch style seating on car C3883. They're the same kind of seats, but on that S set there wasn't much springiness. Now arriving into Clarendon on platform number 1. Now we'll most likely be sitting here for a couple of minutes waiting for a train to cross on platform number 2, because up ahead is only one track, and the line splits into 2 tracks at Mulgrave and goes back into one track between Mulgrave and Riverstone. Now departing Clarendon, the next station is Windsor.
Next stop, Windsor.
Lots of farmland along here. It's going over a bridge. just about at Windsor.
This train will stop at Windsor.
And here's the old station building. Now departing Windsor, the next station is Mulgrave. I used to live just up the track a bit where the level crossing is.
Next stop, Mulgrave.
So I had to walk down this road here. About 10 or 15 minute walk to the station. Yeah, so here's the level crossing here, and there's the street I used to live. You may notice in a couple of my videos that there is, like, very early videos, like way before I started vlogging. There's a couple of videos taken at the backyard, like the minor S-set derailment, S119, which hit a tractor tyre. Well, that was taken at one of these backyards. I'll wrap it up very shortly. It's going over another bridge. That signal just went past was ME12. ME12, which is Mulgrave Signal 12. Nice view. Not the best view when it's flooded though. When Warragamba Dam gets let out and the Hawkesbury River rises. Yeah, not too good. Anyway guys, I'm approaching Mulgrave, which is 2 platforms. Should be arriving into platform number 1. That signal we just passed, if you just saw it, was ME10.
This train will stop at Mulgrave.
Wrap it up in a sec anyways. This level crossing is here, just down the road there. It's Windsor High School, is where I used to go to school. I used to walk from the school, 10-minute walk approximately to the station here, if you guys can see. There we go. Anyway guys, I'm going to wrap up the vlog. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and favourite the video. Ah, a little bit more of useless trivia. I'm on the track where A22 derailed a couple of weeks ago. A22 is alright, it's in service again, just the front car come off the tracks. Not too sure why, but yeah, random. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, bye for now.